Like, it was amazing. Just so amazing, the food that we got yesterday. And then 2 pallets full of cabbage.
Right. The thing that you learn is that there is enough food.
Yep.
There's nobody to go hungry. It's not even a change in agriculture that's needed. It's just not food. That much food.
Quite a salad.
What we didn't bring, if we can find Charlie with the garbage bag, just put it in.
Well, I have a very treatment. I'm going to look in the garbage story. Then insert out of the bucket. Refill.
Keep the garbage bag well outside so people don't put garbage.
So what happened in New York?
Well, 2 bombs fed about 700 people. Hummus sandwiches, mostly salad sandwiches on tabbouleh, with no waste, nothing to throw away. That's the reason for sandwiches. But that was Saturday. That was sort of corporate sponsored.
That was Sunday.
That was Sunday, right?
That was Earth Day.
Polaroid had a big ad-in program, and Polaroid is a major polluter.
Yes.
So, we also went, to the Stop Corporate Greed Radical Arrest Day in New York on Monday, which was closed Wall Street down for the day, non-violently.
Now Saturday was in Cambridge.
Sunday was in Cambridge.
Sunday was in Cambridge.
Sunday was the big Earth Day thing. The biggest celebration was on Boston. That was too big in Boston. That was too big for us, and we weren't invited. In fact, we were disinvited. Because this fellow who holds the food concession there, but we were very much invited in Cambridge. And fed everybody and raised some funds to keep this free food program going.
Yep.
And so we were sitting in the streets. It was what's called nonviolent mobile tactics. When the police come to arrest the people who are sitting in, the people get up and go someplace else and sit in the car.
Yep.
And people do get arrested. And at one point I got stubborn and the policemen started shoving me to get me out of the street because it was the broad side of the club. So,
he threw you to the ground.
I got stubborn and wouldn't get out of the street. And so he knocked me to the ground a couple of times and then arrested me. And 207 people were arrested, including some other student people. And almost everybody, all but 6, were released on a subpoena, just a slip like a parking ticket.
Yeah.
And 6 of us, who just happened somehow to be all people with long records of participation in nonviolent social change movements, were held on various charges, all of which were eventually dropped or continued in contemplation of dismissal, we call it down there, which is a way of saying if you don't get arrested again for 6 months, it's gone.
Yeah.
But they held it for various periods of time. And I was held the longest, just by coincidence.
What?
No, really.
Really, it was by coincidence.
I wasn't an organizer who done much on this event.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wasn't charged with anything serious, which some of the organizers of the event were.
I want to know why that is.
Well, once they got into court, it was dropped. The cauliflower goes in the salad?
Yeah.
Yep.
So they were generally humane in their treatment, or aside from pushing you down with their clubs?
No, I have been in jail in Mississippi, and then in just part of as far as the right one, and then in Kilby State Prison, where they held us in the old death row, where the Scottsboro boys,
Where the bad boys are.
You remember
Yeah.
that case from the 30s?
Yep.
Or the first tell on those. And
I've read many things on it.
they were holding us there because it gave them a sort of third variety of segregation, black, white, and race mixers.
Yeah.
They didn't want us in with the rest of the folks. And so I've seen some fairly nasty prisons.
Yeah.
Kilby is famous for its nastiness. And none of it was as bad as the holding cells for people who had been convicted of absolutely nothing under the courts in New York.
New York was worse than that.
Well, you couldn't. No books allowed. No food for more than 24 hours. And then totally inadequate thin slices of bologna between thin slices of white with nothing on it. And
Food not bombs should be in the jails.
yeah. But, going without food for 24 hours is no big deal. But not being able to lie down because people are so crowded into the area that the floor space is all taken.
Yes.
Some people have to sit up.
I've been there too.
And everybody up every hour or two through the middle of the night to march around in the circle and be counted. They were a way out. And just, the continual screaming and foul-mouthed language of cops. Jackers are better than cops, as far as that goes.
The cops were.
The cops weren't really on the transfers between. At one point, we were held for 2 or 3 hours in a van, chained together by the wrists on a chain, cuffs.
Yes.
So there was no comfortable way to stand, and everybody, the guy on my left and the guy on my right were both saying, loosen up on that chain.
Yeah.
And, packed into a van with no light. Some people sitting, but I was one of the 4 that were standing down in the middle. For hour after hour, at least, as some of the guys in the van pointed out, it wasn't summer when the temperature in those vents can go up to 90 degrees.
Or better.
And just held there. There was no particular reason why they couldn't call in advance and found out when it was an hour to arrive, which we could have been admitted, except it was easy for them. And they didn't give them. It was very hard for us. So, not the worst 33-hour jail time I ever did. And so that's why I missed an evening on Monday night that will have to be rescheduled. There is a Food Not Moms meeting coming up. I'm clear whether we discuss that issue. As to whether everybody agrees the Food Not Moms food table should be out there as the key stop, whether they're going to arrest it for that or not. And a number of people are quite willing to be there at the time it gets arrested.
Yes.
So there's no disagreement about that. That's the main point. The disagreement, which really shouldn't have blown up into as much as it did, and it just perhaps calming down, is whether we should have accepted the offer of a permit if we would move 40 feet from the actual mouth of the subway entrance to Bremer Fountain, which I found to be a reasonable compromise. I think that they're going to arrest us no matter what we do, and that we should make every effort to be reasonable so that when they arrest us, the truth, which is that they're going to arrest people for feeding folks for free on the common, emerges, and we don't look as if we're unreasonable and stubborn, but look.
So you don't expect them to give you your new permit quick enough?
I don't. They have clevered me last week by coming up with this Bremer Fountain thing, which had never been mentioned before. So
Yes.
that there we were on the spot trying to make a decision without time to be in private, to
Yes, that was
in the meeting who might have constructive input.
yeah.
The meeting was composed of whoever happened to be around at the time, including people who'd never heard the name of Food Not